Choosing managing moderators. These users have the same capability as the standard moderators. They can manage blocked words and change chat modes. Okay, all right. So I'm finally a licensed driver, a valid licensed driver. Oh my God, y'all. I wanted to, I think I'm going to make a video too. I just want to make a video geared more towards younger people, basically telling the importance of why. Hold on, let me get this sound out the way. Stressing the importance of why you have to keep auto insurance, and that matters. Um, in my case, um, I didn't start out I didn't start out this way. Um, but unfortunately, when I got my license for the first time, I was caught driving a car that didn't have insurance on it. And so that's how that went. And that started this long process of always having to be on SR22 insurance, having my license suspended, meanwhile, life, and still having to get around, having kids and stuff. I continued to drive without a valid license, and I knew what I was doing, but at the time I didn't really have a choice because we needed to get places, work, school, after school activities. Kids need to get different places. So I had to make that sacrifice. And unfortunately, I don't have luck when it comes to not getting pulled over. So, and it always seemed to be when I didn't have insurance too. When I have insurance, it seems like they don't really bother you much, but whatever. So this is the last time though. I'm making my auto insurance a priority, just the same as if I were paying my rent. I have went too long doing this and having to always feel like you have to look over your shoulder and just being anxious, paranoid, nervous because you're all of those things when you're not legal to drive. So I'm just glad that I have that out the way. The long process that I'm surprised that I even got it done. I had to go back to court yesterday and prove that I was a valid licensed driver. And your girl was on it. I did my written test and my road test in one day. So, yeah. And I didn't think that that was going to happen. I thought for sure I'd get the written done, but I thought when I went to court, I'd have to tell them, like, hey, I have my test scheduled, because that part is really out of your hands. You can walk in and take the written test that day, but the road test, they have to have openings or you have to schedule it. So I wasn't sure if I would be able to get it, but it worked out. Um, the written test you take on a computer, a touchscreen computer, and they give you some headphones. They read the questions to you. I'm sure that's for like hearing impaired people, but it was kind of messing me up because at the beginning I had the headphones on, and I think from it talking to me, I picked the wrong answer. So I took the headphones off and I seemed to do a lot better. Um, Honestly, I did not study for the written test. I just figured, I'm already been driving, so I know all of that. I was wrong. I think it's 40 questions. I got 11 wrong. I can't remember. I was trying to remember how many you could get wrong, but you can get a certain amount wrong and still pass. But that was high for me. You know what I mean? Like normally I ace that, but I don't know. Who knows? Stress, and plus we have the kids with us, so who knows? But I passed that, and then I passed my road test. I aced that. This is the first time I did my road test and didn't get any points taken off because the first time I took my road test, yeah, I kind of messed up. You're supposed to stop at the stop sign, not at the curb. And sometimes the stop signs are just a little bit further up from the curb. You stop at the stop sign, then ease up so you can see. So I made sure I did that. Um, and then, of course, when they first get in the car, Well, let me put it this way. Before they get in the car, they have to check everything. So you have to do your turn signals, your brake lights, front and back. And then they get in, and then this is part of it, that you check your mirrors and that you have your seatbelt on. That's part of the test as well. And they're not going to tell you, okay? They're not going to give you a heads up. You're supposed to already know that. So I did that. I did the cones pretty good, I think. I kind of almost messed up though, but I did good. It's not like I hit anything. And they take you out on the road just to see how you do, and then you come back. It's kind of like a big circle is what you do. But I'm glad that I got that together, and now I'll be able to um, get my kids and get their temps and get them out on the road and get them driving, because the main thing was I didn't want to mess up. And I'm sorry, my hair is like getting on my nerves right now. Okay, there, that's better. Okay, but um I didn't want to mess them up by me not being valid, and then we get pulled over and then mess up their life. I just did not want that to happen. So now I'm glad that I'll be able to do that, and they can get their temps, and hopefully they'll both have their license before the end of the year. Um, my son's birthday is next month on the 30th, and he'll be 17. And then our oldest daughter's already 18. So she can take her test quick. Like she can go do the written and the road in the same day, but my son can't. But this is the thing though. Okay, so our niece just got a car, and they wanted $700 for her insurance. Yeah, I'm like, I might have to sell a kidney or something. You know what I'm saying? I don't know who's about to afford that. That's a lot. That's a lot of money. So I'm hoping that um, by me being valid now, hopefully I can get them on my insurance and it will be a little cheaper. I mean, but even for my niece, it wasn't that much cheaper. I think it was like $250 less. She got on my mother-in-law's insurance, and so that's how that was kind of broke down. But yeah, so it's just, don't ever drive without auto insurance, okay? I cannot stress that enough. Do not drive without auto insurance. It just is not worth it. It's just a headache and trials and tribulations that you're going to go through. Money, so much money, so much. And, at the end of the day, it's like if you just would have paid for the insurance, that would have been so much cheaper. But I also understand that things happen, life, and there are things that are out of your control. And so sometimes you have to do what you have to do. And, but I would say in those times, just don't risk it. Don't risk it. You think like, oh, I'll be able to get away, but I'm telling you, it seems like they always catch up. They always do. They catch you. And I'm telling you, there are police out here that's what they do. They specifically aim for that. So it's just not worth it. But I'm just glad that I'm finally, that it's like a weight off of my shoulders. I swear, it's like a weight off my shoulders, knowing that if the police get behind me, I don't have to worry about anything. If they pull me over, here's my license, here's my insurance. What did you pull me over for? So it's just such, oh God, I just feel so much better, I swear. Oh, it's my turn now. Thank you. I appreciate it. What you doing? She had to go to work. What's wrong? Warwick. Oh Lord. They always fighting over something. I can't keep up. Now it's the charger. First it was the AirPods, now it's the charger. Do kids ever stop fighting? They ever stop fighting? They always fight. Especially ones that's close, right? Because we have 6 kids all together, but it's almost like like partners, you know what I mean? So like the first two, then the middle two, and then the last two, you know. So and they all fight and argue and get on each other's nerves. But at the end of the day, I know they love each other and look out for each other. Even if they don't want to admit it, they know they love each other. Um, I don't really have much else to say. That was really all I wanted to share. I'm just so glad that that's off my plate right now. So now I can work on other things. Hopefully soon I will be revealing our food truck. I can't wait to show you guys all that. We've already been doing our catering business, so we're already established, but we really want to get a food truck. I think that'll be the best thing because a brick and mortar is just way too much right now. You know what I mean? The expense and yeah, I think that having a food truck would just be, it's lower for your overhead and startup costs, you know what I mean? So I think that that would just be a better way. And then later on, we can graduate to getting a building and having a brick and mortar restaurant. But right now, I definitely think that the food truck would be the way to go. Whether it be a truck where we're driving it or if it's a trailer that we pull, it depends. Um, but yeah, I can't wait to show you guys that. And then hopefully we'll be moving soon because we have to get out of this house. I just like cannot stress how important it is that we get out of this house. This house is just, I wouldn't be surprised if it got condemned after we moved out. You know what I mean? Like, we've lived here 5 years, and unfortunately, neither of our two landlords did anything to fix anything in here. Um, some things they've done have just made it worse. Currently, we're having to let random people into our home that we don't even know because apparently he's looking for contractors. So, I mean, I'm hoping that means he's going to fix stuff here, but I don't know. But it's just weird because you're letting people you don't know in your home and having to let them look around and show them around, and you don't know these people. I'm like, these people could be murderers or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. And it's not like they're coming showing us business cards either or sharing any information with us. But I mean, we can't say no, you know, so it's just kind of, we're just kind of in a weird situation right now. So I'm hoping that eventually that will be over. But more than anything, I want to move out. If anybody knows any landlords in Ohio or in Columbus, Ohio, please drop that in the comments for me. We really need, I need at least a 4 bedroom, 2 bathroom. So, but this time I'm taking my time because we have not had the best of luck with landlords. You know, it starts out good, you know, because of course they want your money. That's all they care about, you know. But then once we get in here, they don't want to do anything. And that's the part that I'm just not feeling, you know. Our last house, our landlord, first of all, when we first moved in, she went to jail. And before she went to jail, she didn't set up our water right. So I was not able to do anything with our water bill. And it got to the point where it was so high, I couldn't afford it. So our water was shut off. And unfortunately, because she was in jail and it was in her name, I was unable to get it on. So we went without water for over a year. Meanwhile, we're still paying the husband rent. When she got out of jail, first thing she did was came over, blocked in my car, and refused to move and refused to let me leave. And said that I needed to get things out of the yard and all this. Mind you, we had the stuff in the yard because we were doing a bulk pickup. So that's why it was out there. She's like, no, you can't do this. You got to move this, blah, blah. Okay. All right. So we get past that. Then they basically took our rent money and sold the house. And we had 30 days to find somewhere else to go. So that's how the laws are here in Ohio. They are not geared towards tenants. It is definitely geared fully for the landlords. So there's that. And yeah, and you'd be surprised how many people are living in horrible conditions, in fucked up houses, messed up housing, and they are paying their rent because I pay my rent every month on time. I don't ever miss. But we're living fucked up. This is embarrassing. You know what I mean? Like, I try my hardest not to not talk about it. I try my hardest not to really show it. Although, I mean, people people can be mean and people are say what they're gonna say because that's what people do, and that's cool. I understand. But you know, when you're stuck in a situation and you can't really do anything about it, it sucks when people try to, talk about you and down you and degrade you because your house looks a certain way. My house doesn't look this way because I want it to look this way. It looks this way because, I don't have a landlord that's willing to do anything. And it's not for lack of trying or not for lack of asking. I have asked plenty of times, but he just refuses to do it. So we just have to put up with this until we find somewhere else to go, which hopefully will be soon. Um, I'm even put in for different housing programs to see if we could get a house through a program or something, because really what we want to do is buy a home. We really want to do that. That's the best thing, honestly. I don't know if that's going to happen, but hopefully we can get into a first time homeowners program and um, buy a house after this, because I'm just really done with renting. It's never been a good experience. Any house that I've rented, the landlords were just horrible. And not only was did their housing turn out to be horrible, but they turned out to be horrible, if that makes sense. Like, I mean, even how they talk to us, like talk down to us, like we're nothing, like we're less, like we're beneath them. I mean, even the landlord that we have now, I'm sure that he doesn't like us, and I'm sure that he thinks that we ain't shit. I mean, because that's basically how he talks to us, you know. Um, I It wouldn't surprise me if he was racist, because some of the things that he said, I'm like, what? And then I'm like, how dare you think that you're gonna sit here and talk down about my fiance, and I'm just gonna be like, yeah, and kiki with you? No, I'm not. No, I'm not. Like, what is wrong with you? Really? What is wrong with you? And then this is the other thing that kind of worries me. Now this guy was a teacher, right? Okay, so he's a teacher and he taught at a school that I know. We used to live close to this school, but all of a sudden he decided to be a landlord. Now one day he pulls up over here and he had this young black girl in the car with him. Now, I was at my neighbor's house, so he didn't know I was going to be coming from the other side. So he parks down from our house and on the opposite side of the street. But it just so happened he parked in front of the neighbor's house where I was coming out of. So when I came out, I saw the girl because he was like, I'm here. And I'm like, oh, but when I saw the car, I'm like, well, who's that? Like, usually he comes by himself. So it was like he got my attention and did not want me to see that he had that girl in the car. Yeah, I just wanted to tell that little tidbit of information. Like, I'm not going to forget that. And so it's got me looking at him sideways. And then the other thing is, when I went to pay our rent for the first time, when we set up to be able to just kind of to Zelle our rent money to him. But before that, I was having to take the money and deposit it into his bank account. And the lady told me that he had gotten all upset because he was like, you didn't put it in the right account and blah, blah, blah. And I had to go back and redo it. And the lady was like, well, I don't understand. Why would he be? She was like, who are you, Tim? And I was like, I'm his tenant. He owns the house that I live in. This is my rent money. And she said, well, it doesn't make sense. If it's rent, I would have thought he wanted it to go in his business account, but he's depositing your rent money into his personal account. I'm like, what can I do about that? All I know is I have record that I paid rent to stay here, and it is stated on each of my payments, January rent, February. You know what I'm saying? Like, I wrote that on there in the memo part. So there's no denying I'm paying rent money to you. So if he's, mismanaging that money or mishandling or whatever, I don't have nothing to do with that. That's not on me. I can't control that, but it just makes me not trust him. And honestly, I have a hard time with trusting people anyway. So, that just makes me look at him like, mm. But yeah, so I don't really have much to talk about. That's all I wanted to say. I'm just so glad that I'm a licensed driver now and I don't have to worry about those things. And so now onward and upward, to better things. And hopefully I can share some more good news with you guys by, I would think, by April. I gotta, because you gotta have a realistic time frame. I know things aren't just gonna jump when I want to, but hopefully by April we'll be. I have some more good major news to share with you guys. So thanks for tuning in, the people that did. I really appreciate it, and hopefully I can do another live because I know I haven't really been doing a lot of lives on YouTube. I'm sorry, it's just been life has been crazy lately. But I've been more on TikTok lately, but I'm trying to, find a happy medium where I can give my attention to both platforms. But I appreciate you guys subscribing to my channel and also liking my videos and commenting. I really appreciate it. And hopefully I can do more. Before I leave you, I'll just give you this little tidbit of information. This is what I go by. Remember that mental health is important, and do something every day, whether it could be something big or small. Do something for yourself every day that makes you feel good inside so that you can turn around and put that out into the world. That's always been something that's helped me a lot, especially during difficult times. But yeah, we won't get into all that. Matter of fact, I'll post another video so you guys can know what's going on. I'm trying to get back on my medication, so that's been a journey in itself. Oh God. But yeah, so I'll do a video about that. But stay safe out there, and I hope that you guys are enjoying your day and have a happy and safe weekend. Bye.